The ultimate tournament of everything.
Welcome to this ultimate tournament of everything scouting report, where we take a look at one competitor off Wikipedia and tell you about them instead of the 18 that you're probably used to.
That's right. You can't take in everything all at once. And so here on these scouting reports, we like to ease off a little bit. Just take a little deep dive into one element of the infinite, see how we think it might fare when it's thrown into the throes of competition in our Tuesdays and Thursday episodes. But let's see which randomly generated individual of the infinite Rob will be presenting for us to investigate presently.
Our randomly generated competitor is Emma Katie Forbes, used to be Emma Katie Clark.
Yes, name changes do tend to happen. This individual is an English radio and television presenter, born in Hammersmith, London.
Now, Forbes' parents are Nanette Newman and Brian Forbes, and she attended Hurst Lodge School. And actually, her dad used to be named, John Theobald Clark's in there somehow, some way. Not exactly sure how. Forbes presented the cooking slot on Going Live, a position she won after bombarding the production office with ideas for quote-unquote makes. She was then selected as co-presenter for the replacement BBC children's show Live and Kicking with Andy Peters from 1993 to 1996, and also presented ITV's teenage problem show, Speakeasy.
Yes, but that was no problem for her. From 1994 to 1997, she hosted a Meridian television revival of the panel show What's My Line? Her mother had been a regular panelist on the 1970s BBC version of the show. She has voiced Mummy Hippo in the children's animated series Peppa Pig, and she also presented the Heart 106.2 breakfast show alongside Jonathan Coleman before she left to present on Capital 95.8.
Now, she was the face and probably head and shoulders of a long-running television advert campaign for Head & Shoulders shampoo in the mid-1990s. In 1996, she was voted number 64 in the FHM 100 Sexiest Women poll and has been represented by Storm Models. Now, this is an agency, not models who are made of storms.
Yeah, they name hurricanes after, not after people, but people's names. And I bet you some of those storms are, if you're a storm, you'd probably find some of those hurricanes relatively attractive. Don't know how those standards go, but I do know that alongside Mark Radcliffe, Forbes has co-hosted the Steve Wright Show on BBC Radio 2. Also on BBC Radio 2, Forbes presented a Saturday show from 6 to 8 p.m. alongside comedian Alan Carr called Going Out with Alan Carr, and on a Sunday morning breakfast show replacing Pete Mitchell.
She's been in lots and lots of things. She lives with her husband, who's a banker, Graham Clemson, and has 2 children. Forbes was also Richard Attenborough's goddaughter. God, can you imagine that guy narrating your entire life? That's got to be lovely.
Here we see a wonderful person that is my goddaughter, and what a revelation she be.
So wonderful, she took a professional break to have her 2 children and care for them. Now, her and her journalist sister started a shop in Belgrava in London. She's a party organizer and also a patron of the Great Ormond Street Hospital. This lady sounds like she's in everything, the spokeswoman for everything, and has connections to everything.
Not only is she in everything, she is now cemented in the tournament of everything, which you can find every single day of the week, 5 days of the week. You'll find a deep dive into just one element of the infinite, as you've just enjoyed presently. And on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we've got our competition rounds.
So if you enjoy competition, learning about random people from London, or maybe even wasting 5 minutes of your life reading Wikipedia, listening to it being read to you, we're here for you, and we'll be here for you tomorrow.
The ultimate tournament of everything.